Hey guys, so I've been getting a lot of questions lately on what I use to record my YouTube videos with. As I'm talking, my mic fell down my shirt. We're going to talk about the mic as well. So in this video, I'm going to share every piece of equipment with you that I use to record my videos. Now this video is going to be specific to us guitar players and musicians. However, the first few pieces of equipment I'm going to talk about, like the sound and the lighting to get what you hear and see right now, that's really going to help anyone that wants to make YouTube videos or videos for social media. Now the first piece of equipment I want to share with you guys is the lighting. And in my opinion, I think this is probably the most important aspect of filming YouTube videos or any type of video that you want to look professional or semi-professional. And what I'm using is basically a softbox lighting set. This is sitting on like a little stand you can see here, and you can see the rectangular box here, but it's called softbox lighting, and these use what's called CFL lights. They look like the LED bulbs. They have the little twisties, kind of like twisty fries. Now I have two of these lights. I'm just going to branch out and say, really, you only need one. You know, my wife bought these a few years ago for the studio here. But really, if you're on a budget, just get one, because what you're seeing right now, I'm only using one light. Now, one thing I almost forgot to show you, I want to show you the position of the light, so I'm going to share that with you now. All right, so we're kind of turned around backwards in the studio right now because I want to show you this real quick. So this is the lamp that we were using for what you just saw a few seconds ago, and what you're going to see again after we finish this part. Of course, I've got it off right now because if I had it on, we'd be blinded by the light. All right, so here's the stand. And usually my camera's on this, but I am holding my camera, so that's why it's not here. I usually have the stand placed about 2 feet in front of the softbox here, and it doesn't have to be directly in front. You can kind of play around with the movement, with the position of that, and just see what works best for you. But I've got it about 2, maybe 3 feet in front of that softbox there, and that usually gives me a really, really good picture, in my opinion. Now, the next piece of equipment I want to cover for shooting YouTube videos is the sound. What are you using for your sound source? Now, right now I'm using this little lapel mic, you know, the one I dropped down my shirt at the beginning of this video. Now, this is what it sounds like without the lapel mic. I am just using the microphone that's built into my camera, which I'm gonna get to next. But yeah, you can tell it's kind of echoey and just kind of like not so good. Maybe it even sucks a little bit, I don't know. But now, as you can see, or hear rather, there's much more clarity in my voice. You know, you don't get all the echoey and the room noise and all that stuff. So this little lapel mic, I don't know what brand it was. I know it was probably like 20 bucks on Amazon. So just get any kind of lapel mic, and it's going to make a world of difference in how you sound as opposed to just using your camera's microphone. Now let's talk about the camera I'm using to record my YouTube videos for guitar players. Now this may come as a surprise, guys. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. I think I'll have some fries, guys. That was cheesy. Anyway, I'm just using my Apple iPhone 7, and I've been using that for a long time. In fact, my iPhone 7 is kind of outdated now because we're like in January 2020 when I'm filming this video. So I'm kind of debating right now whether to upgrade my iPhone, get the whatever's out there now, you know, the latest greatest, and just continue filming with an iPhone, or getting a dedicated camera for my YouTube videos. And I'm kind of leaning towards the dedicated camera. I've actually been looking at things like the Canon M50. I know a lot of YouTubers use that camera, so that's something good for you to do your research on. But you know, if you're just starting out, chances are you have an iPhone or a smartphone already. So you know what, just get the lighting, get the mic you need, and start filming. You know, don't let that hold you back, you know, from progressing and putting content out there. So yeah, iPhone 7 right here. Now, if you are using an Apple product, you'll probably need an adapter. You'll need the piece that goes into your iPhone and then connects to the other end of your mic, your lapel mic. Now, one more thing I want to show you, and this kind of goes with the camera. You need this, and that is a stand. I'm going to take this off. Now, I showed you guys this when we were talking about the lighting, but this is just a simple tripod. It's got these cool legs, kind of looks like World of the Wars, or I'm sorry, War of the Worlds. Remember that Tom Cruise movie? You know, they're like eating people and stuff. It was pretty cool. But no, this is, what is this? A Targus stand. I really don't pay attention to brands. I look at reviews, guys. When I buy stuff, I just look, hey, has it got 4 stars up? Has it got a lot of reviews? Yes, okay, let's try it out. But anyway, this is just a simple tripod. Now, the caveat here is you've also got this little device on the tripod that kind of comes off. And this is what, see this thing right here? It flips up. That's what I put my phone in right there. It just clamps right down on that. And then this little piece actually comes off. I'm not going to take it off because, you know, I'm just too lazy, but yeah, that's it. And the cool thing about this is, you know, you can fit probably any type of camera on here, because if you take this piece off, there's a little thing that, you know, other cameras could screw on there. So it's definitely a multi-purpose. It's even got a little level on here too, which, you know, I really don't use. I just kind of like judge it by what I see, which is sometimes off, especially if I've had a couple beers. But yeah, anyway, you definitely need some sort of tripod to hold your cameras, because you want it to be steady, unlike what you're seeing now. All right, guys, now for the meat and potatoes for us guitar players and musicians. Hey, I like meat and potatoes. I'm kind of hungry now. No, but I'm going to show you 3 ways you can record your guitar and capture that on your YouTube videos. Now, the third method I'm going to show you is much more involved, but that's the preferred method. So I want to show you these 2 quick ways first. Now, number 1, I've got my lapel mic in. So I'm going to just have my lapel mic pick up my guitar tone. And let's see if we can capture this. So what I want to do in situations like this is I still want my voice to have clarity, and a lot of times I'll do this method if I'm just doing a lesson, if I'm just showing you notes like, okay, play frets, you know, 0, 2, 3. And then I can play and talk. Now that may be too loud, and that's the challenge that you're going to have here. Sometimes the guitar may be too loud or too soft. That's way too soft. That was probably too loud. So there's a couple ways you can do that. One, just, you know, keep listening back and forth. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but keep listening back and forth after you film, and, you know, adjust the levels accordingly. Or when you dump this file down into your studio, whatever movie program you're using, you know, you can just cut the parts out from it, separate the talking parts from the playing parts, and adjust the volumes that way. So that's the challenge. Now, another way I'll show you, if you're not talking as much, you can take your lapel mic off. And I use this trick in lessons sometimes. Sometimes you could just put the mic a little closer to the speaker. This is the second method I want to share with you. And in this case, what I'll do is I'll put the lapel mic, I'll attach it to something that's closer to my monitor, or if you're playing through an amp, you can just attach it to your guitar cable and have it next to the speaker. But in this case, I'm just going to try to get it as close to the KRK over here, because that's where my sound's coming out of. So we'll just attach it to this little cable here. Now again, the challenge you may have there is the volume. You'll have to pay really close attention to your volume. And I think, you know, playing around with that enough times, once you do enough videos and go back and forth enough times, you'll kind of, you know, you kind of get a feel of what volume works best, until you change amps, or virtual amps, of course. You gotta start from scratch. But let me show you my preferred method, my third and preferred method for capturing your guitar tones. And this is gonna be what you hear on probably 80% or more of my videos. notice something. As I was playing guitar just now, you may have noticed the little yellow line moving on the screen here. And that's because I was recording my guitar as I was playing. I was recording in the studio using PreSonus Studio One Pro. That's the recording software I use. And of course, I had my guitar plugged into my PreSonus Quantum 2 interface. That's getting into the studio gear, not so much the video gear. I have that covered on another video. So if you guys haven't seen that video yet, definitely go check that out. But anyway, so I'm recording my signal directly into my studio. So I'll dump that file from my studio down to an MP3 file. I'll then drag that MP3 file into my movie program, which here's another component for YouTube videos. I'm using iMovie. So I'll drag that MP3 file into iMovie. And of course, I'm gonna drag my video files into iMovie as well. Now, I'll take those two files for the video and the audio that we were just recorded, and I'll sync those together. Once I have them synced, right, after that point, I'll cut the audio on the video file. I'll just drag it all the way down to 0 so that all you hear while that video is playing is just the direct recording of the guitar. And that's how I get that crystal clear sound on a lot of my YouTube videos. Now, to add to that, a lot of times you'll hear a full mix in my videos here on YouTube, and I'm doing the exact same thing. What I'll do is I'll record the song first in my studio, and then I'll leave one track open for me to record while I'm filming, so I'll film myself while recording that one track, or sometimes I'll record several tracks just to get like different shots and different angles or whatever, but I'll record myself on video as I'm recording in the studio, and again, I just go into iMovie and sync those parts together. Now, that's kind of a pain sometimes because there's some labor, some manual labor involved in that. Sometimes syncing takes a little time, but I think it's well worth it if you want your guitar to have that clarity, or your videos rather, to have that clarity and really pronounce what you're playing on guitar. Now, there's one last thing I want to cover, guys, and I should have talked about this when we were going over the lighting, but you may have a problem like I do in your home studio where you have this window here, and in the middle of the day, you've got a ton of light coming in. Now, I have the blinds open just for the dramatic effect, but even with the blinds closed, I can't really record from this angle if I want to. So two solutions is just, have your camera set up to where it doesn't capture that, the light. Or the second solution is what I'm about to show you. Dude, that was a lot of manual labor. I think I need a beer or 3 now. So no, guys, that is your simple solution. Just get a blackout curtain. So if you're in a room like mine and your studio has a window, or the room that you're filming your YouTube videos in has a window where you've just got a lot of unwanted light coming in, just get a blackout curtain, because that light does clash with your filming lights, with your soft boxes and all that, and it's just going to really kind of screw up your videos. The cool thing now is I can actually record videos from this angle. Now, I used to do that before, but it just looked really crappy because, again, that light was just kind of conflicting with my studio lights. So, it just wasn't a good quality video. Now, another thing that the blackout curtain will help with, and if you have a similar situation to mine, I have the sun beating through that window the majority of the day, and my studio is in our home upstairs, so it gets really, really hot out here, and I can already tell a difference in the temperature in my studio, so that's another plus. I don't like to sweat when I'm playing guitar, unless I'm on stage. Alright guys, so leave me a comment below and let me know if you have any questions at all about the equipment that we went over today that I use for recording my YouTube videos for guitar players and musicians. Now, I know I went into a little bit of depth about how to record your guitar and how to get that really clean sound in video. If you guys want me to go do another video and go more in depth into that, just leave a comment on that as well and just let me know. I'll be happy to do a video specifically on syncing that audio and video, and just give you some more recording tactics for recording guitar videos here on YouTube or any social media platform. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to go to the YouTube description. I've got some links in there for you. You can get some free metal music, and also got the link to my latest album, Masterpiece. So definitely check that out. That's a good way you guys can support this channel and me as an independent musician. I appreciate that. Guys, until the next video, as always, keep it metal.